toughness from Georgia Page here.
Is it as good as the men's, Sue?
They make it to the final. The girls will get $5,500 each. The blokes will get $69,000.
The Men's World Cup is one of the biggest money spinners on the planet.
And everyone just thinks it's a boys' game.
I find it damaging for girls in our society.
The number of girls joining rugby since 2017 has risen by 28%, making it 2.7 million girls playing, and we don't want this number to ever stop growing. The passion girls have for the sport is not only shown through statistics, but through the friendships and bonds they make. A prime example of this is the girls at Hornets that have made lifelong friends. Rugby is a traditionally male-dominated sport. However, since 2017, more girls have been lacing up their boots, getting on the pitch and giving rugby a go. The girls' number is much lower than the boys', but with the rising amount of girls joining, we hope to see this become equal.
There we go.
It's been pretty fun as a girl playing a traditionally male sport because you kind of get to prove people wrong. I have faced discrimination. A lot of boys at school, always make comments and say you're pretty.
I really enjoy it. It's fun to prove all the men wrong, and actually we're better than most of the boys' teams, I think.
It's been hard because you always get stereotyped, but it's shown that you can be physically strong as well as mentally strong. Sometimes I get faced with some areas of discrimination from playing a traditional boys' sport, but it doesn't really stop me from playing because I enjoy it, so I don't know why I'd stop.
People call you a pussy if you don't do things right, or if you don't go into a tackle or anything. Ever since the Women's World Cup has become more of a big thing, and a lot more people are trying to get involved in it now. I feel like it's hard because people have a lot of stereotypes behind it, but I think if you're hard and go for it, it's quite fun.
We went to NZC to speak to some male and female badminton players about their opinions on equity in sport.
Absolutely paid equally, because I think they've both put the same professional effort, the same time, the same commitment to it. I know there's an argument about certain gender might attract a bigger audience.
At the end of the day, we're all there to play the same sport, and we're all there to reach the end goal, so I don't see why they should be paid equally.
Men should be paid more, but not substantially more as they are at the moment. I think if you enjoy sport and have a passion to play something, then you have all the rights to play as anyone else does.
Oh yeah, definitely, because it's all about ability.
They're playing the same sport, they're putting in the same effort, they're using the same skills.
You got that!
don't watch any sport, but I'd be happier if it was shown more because it would show equality.
It's much more accepted now. I think you've got a lot more women's football teams. I think maybe I enjoy watching women's football. I think they're really good, and some of the women's rugby as well when that is on telly. But yeah, you don't see it a lot.
No, because I hate all that exercise.
Yeah, when I was at school, I played hockey, and that was one of the things that was considered quite a feminine sport. No, I think it's quite representative. I think there's a lot of female presenters now presenting things like rugby and Formula One, and I think they present it very well. They're very eloquent.
The men do it just as well as the women, if not worse. So, yeah, it's more fun to watch.
We interviewed Jack Gadd, a rugby coach of 8 years who's had experience coaching both boys and girls, about his experiences with girls in sport. What's it like training a group of girls?
It was quite interesting to begin with. You always worry that are they going to react the same as a group of boys, and should you treat them the same as a group of boys? But I think within a couple of sessions or a couple of weeks of getting to know the girls, I think that's exactly what we have done. So I don't see them as girls or boys anymore, I just see them as rugby players. You know, they like to laugh and joke about the same things. Rugby players are very similar, whether they're girls or boys. I think the biggest difference between the two sexes when you're actually coaching is that girls take a bit longer to think about things, and then they react a lot more to what's been said, whereas boys sometimes you have to say the same thing a few times to get through to them to then be able to use it in a game sense. So at the end of the day, they're all just rugby players to me. I don't really see any difference. I really enjoy working with boys and girls, but sometimes girls at this age can be quite impressionable or quite low on confidence, and always feel that people are judging them or they've got to be the same as other people. And I think rugby is a great environment where they can just come and be themselves, share a common interest with a group of people, and feel comfortable in their surroundings and settings. And I've just from this term coaching rugby here at the college, I've seen the confidence levels and of certain individuals grow.
We hope that due to the increase in popularity of girls rugby, it will be recognised that the stereotypes that these girls are faced with are not only unfair but often wrong. It is sad that often when people find out a girl they know plays rugby or another male-dominated sport, they brand them with labels such as being a lesbian, butch, too masculine, too small or too pretty. Not only are these labels often wrong, they also give girls and young people in general the impression that being any of these things is negative, rather than encouraging them to embrace the fact that people of different sexualities, sizes and looks can all unite and come together as one team. We interviewed Poppy Prince, a 10-year-old girl that plays rugby for Western Rugby Club, as we thought it is important to speak to the younger generation, especially as she plays for a mixed team. How old were you when you started playing rugby?
I was 6 years old.
So that means you've been playing for how many years?
4 years. I used to play for Whitehall, but now I play for Western Rugby Club. It's just great to show it off, and I just love it. Sometimes the boys don't pass the balls and they keep them to themselves. Well, there's some boys that are really good, and then there's one girl that's really good, but they're all different, and that's how we play. There's this boy at my school that always says you're not meant to play rugby because you're a girl, but everything can play rugby, even cats and dogs.
Sport is proven to release endorphins, which is the happy hormone, and with mental health issues becoming more apparent in teenage girls, sport could be really beneficial for their state of mind. Girls should feel empowered to break the stereotypes. They are strong, they are powerful, and they are just as good at sport as the boys.
kicking like it's 1986 now. Might be over now, but I feel it still. I can feel it still.